Hey, what's going on, fellow horror fanatics surfing the tube? Um, Thanks for stopping by. Let me just say right off the bat, bear with me. I've got a few items I'm going to show and review. I say the word review very lightly because I'm no pro reviewer, but the first item I want to show you guys is one I've actually had for months now. I just realized I've never done an update about it, like a proper update. It's an upgrade. If you guys remember, this was like my very first Myers mask. It's supposed to represent, it's inspired by the Part 4 cover art mask. And I've always liked that image. It's very menacing and grimming. Well, a year later, I'm really not too happy about the mask, and I really want to upgrade. So I eventually upgraded, and as far as this artist, I'm not sure who this artist is. I do think he did a decent job of the mask. I got it for a really cheap price anyway. I'm not sure if this dude is still making masks anyway. I think it was just one of those mini customizers out there. I got that one off eBay. But anyway, here's the upgrade. Had to upgrade as soon as I found out about artist Justin. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Justin Mabry over at Night Owl Productions. A very talented artist. Well, as soon as I found out that he had did his own version of the Myers mask based off the cover art to Part 4, and I guess you could say Part 5 as well, I had to hunt one down. He had done this several years back. I just never knew about it because I had just started getting into this hobby, which is mask collecting. So as soon as I saw pictures online of this mask, simply titled Maniac, it had been on the wish list ever since. And I finally got one, and I'm very, very happy with it. It is a beauty. It's got a more... As you can see, it's got a more menacing, grim, threatening tone to it. Justin is a very talented artist. I do recommend his work. Those of you who are into the mask collecting and stuff, I'm sure you very much know about him and Night Owl Productions. So that is the update with that. It deserved to have its own video. I never did do an update about this mask, and I've had this for almost a year, at least it seems like it. So that is that. Very happy to get that. Very detailed. Yeah, his work is highly, highly recommended. Happy with it. The price is worth it. To me, in my opinion, it is. So that is that. And next item coming up is from one of my favorite movies, horror movies that come from the 70s, 1977 to be exact. Love everything about the movie. In my eyes, it's pretty much a flawless movie. By today's standards, it could be pretty hokey, I guess. But I don't know, it just adds to its charm. But here's a box to it, and that's the car I finally scored. This replica. I've been wanting this sucker ever since I got a hold of the Christine car, that replica, and I was able to get it for a ridiculously, don't bump into that, a ridiculously good price. This is just the box. I'll show you guys the actual model, but I am going to keep the box. But yeah, like I said, I actually got this for a ridiculously good price compared to, you know, $300 and something plus shipping, what most sellers ask for. The box is slightly damaged, so I even got it for an even more better price. Just happened to be, my guess is just another collector quickly wanting to get rid of some things. So good old eBay. eBay is good sometimes. So here is the actual car itself. I won't spend too much long on it. I know there's like several YouTube videos on this model. So very glad to finally get this added into the horror collection. Love the movie. One of my favorite actors, James Brolin, does a fantastic job, as usual. The whole cast is great. The movie is to me, like I said, perfect. I love the mystery behind it. You don't know if it's Satan or one of Satan's demons, angels. Behind the wheel, you don't know about the car itself, where it came from. Just a lot of mystery, a lot of unanswered questions, and I love that. Score to the movie is awesome. Let's see. For a spoiler ahead, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, I love the ending, how they get all the dynamite set up. James Brolin character as the small town sheriff, and him and his buddies get together and set up the dynamite around the parts of the canyon and end up blowing the thing up. Fantastic ending. You don't know. They look up in the sky, a big ball of fire, and you see like this demon with wings coming up out of the rocks, and it's just an awesome ending. Yeah, so very cool movie. Wouldn't surprise me at all if this ever got remade, to be honest with you. I could definitely see this being remade, as far as remakes and redos and all that stuff go. But glad to finally score this model. That's on the new my new shelf now. So the doors open, the hood opens. What's the company? I'm sure it's the same company that put out the Christine car. The artist that came up with the design, I almost forgot. The artist George Basson, I think that's how you say his last name, was responsible for the design of the car. He did the design for the original Batman car for that TV series. I think that was at 60s. Was that a 60s show? I think that was in the 60s. And then he did the design work for the Beverly Hills Billy. What do you want to call? What is that called? Like a buggy, the buggy car or whatever. And I think he did Knight Rider as well. I think he did the design for the Knight Rider car. I could be wrong on that one, but did a fantastic job. That is just a badass car for a badass, to a badass horror movie. So that is the update with that. Next up is very special to me. Seen the movie as a young kid, and where I grew up was pretty much near where this mythos was based at. And that is The Legend of Boggy Creek, put out by Angry Planet. And the artist responsible for this, that created this, his name escapes me, so that sucks. But he's done work for Soda Toys and Mezco Toys. He did like the Part 3 Jason for Mezco. Very talented artist. And then he created, he sculpted this, and it is released by Angry Planet. One of my favorite websites I like to go to every now and then is called, and that's where I got this at, is called, what's it called? Falcmonster.net. I'll have all the information on some of these items in the description box, but I went to that website. It had been a while. I went to that website one night and hit up their shop, because it had been a while, and seen this pop up, and I was like, holy crap. This came out in November, I believe. And you have three options. You can get one that's already built, already painted up. That's the one I went for, because I don't, with work, married kids, I don't have a lot of time to work on art. And when I do have that time, I like to grab my paintbrushes and work on canvas. So I like the fact that this option was available to get one that was already painted and built. And I agree, and I love the paint job and everything, so no problem with getting it that way. You do the other two options. You can get one that's that you can build yourself, and it's not hard. It's only like 3 pieces total, I believe. But yeah, you can build it yourself. You can paint it yourself any way you like. And the second option is to get one that's already built and painted, but it's painted in bronze to look like a statue. So, and the third option is the one right here that's already painted up and built. So I sprung for that one. And this one is limited to 50. It's been available since November, from what I've read, and I don't think it's a hot item at all because, as you can see, AP standing for Angry Planet number 0. So yeah, these are not really flying off the shelves, I guess, which is a shame. You know, it's the Falk Monster, Legend of Boggy Creek. But another cool 70s horror film. So, you know, I seen it at a young age, and it always creeped me out, and ever since then, I've always had a fascination with the whole Sasquatch mythos and living out in the country, having the woods in my backyard. It freaks me out even more. So, but in a good way. If I can get in there, I'll show you the detail. I wish I remembered the artist's name, but he has worked for Soda Toys and Mezco. I don't know if he's worked for McFarlane Toys as well. But yeah, I'm just starting to realize this is all 70s horror with this update. But definitely, if you're a big Legend of Boggy Creek fan or just a fan of the Sasquatch stuff in general, this is something you definitely want to spring for and go after. I like the fact that there's options available. You could, like I said, you can build it and paint it yourself, or you can be a lazy punk like me and just pay a little extra for the one that's already, you know, pre-built, pre-painted. So that is it. I love the stance. It's the same stance that you see on the for the Legend of Boggy Creek cover art. So, the Falk Monster. That's the update for me, guys. Like I said, I'll have all the info on some of this stuff. I say some of this stuff because that's obviously not being made anymore. You got to find that on eBay. But as far as like, I'll have Justin's website info down below, and I'll have the website where you can go and check that out. So that's the update for me, guys. Hopefully I've covered this as well as I could. Yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Keep collecting what you want to collect, and yeah, take it easy. Later.